Have you ever looked around the room and thought, why wasn't my name put forward? You've led the projects, delivered the results, done everything right. So why are you being overlooked? Welcome to the Your Next Move podcast, the show for high-performing professionals who want to be seen for their brilliance, speak with influence, and accelerate their path to leadership. I'm your host, Kimberly Brown, international career and leadership expert, keynote speaker, and best-selling author of Next Move, Best Move. If you're ready to turn up the volume and finally get seen, heard, and respected inside and outside of your organization, you're in the right place. Let's head into today's episode. Hello, and welcome back to episode 109 of the Your Next Move podcast. I am your host, Kimberly Brown, and today we are getting into a question that I honestly hear constantly, especially from high-achieving professionals who want to grow their influence, but still keep their job and make sure that they are secure in that. The question they are asking is, can I really be visible and not risk my job? So let's talk about it, because the reality is visibility is not a threat. Unmanaged visibility is what the threat is. And no one really ever tells you that part. So this episode is all about reframing visibility as an internal asset, breaking down exactly how to protect your platform legally, strategically, and professionally so you can grow without feeling like you're looking over your shoulder. So I want to talk about the real fear that's underneath this, which is really, I don't want to get in trouble. When people ask, is it safe for me to post online? Can I speak on panels? Should I even share my expertise on LinkedIn? They're not really asking about HR policies per se. What they're asking is, will this make me look disloyal? Will leadership think I'm job searching? Will someone assume I'm trying to build something outside of work? Will I accidentally cross a line that I didn't know existed? And here's really the truth. Most visibility fears come from ambiguity, not the actual rules. You cannot protect what you don't understand, and you can't leverage your voice if you're constantly afraid it might backfire. This is why you need clarity, boundaries, and a structure, not just sitting in silence. I want you to really start thinking about your visibility as professional equity. It's not about going viral. It's about creating a body of work that reinforces your credibility internally, positions you as a subject matter leader or subject matter expert, SME for folks who want to be in the in all the titles that we use in corporate, and also strengthens your reputation both in and outside of your organization. Your visibility becomes part of how people understand your value. And when you can protect that value, you can then protect your career. And this is where most people get it wrong. They assume that visibility is an external risk. And the real risk is building a reputation that no one can articulate, defend, or support. Your internal presence and your external brand need to work together. They are not in competition. When I think back to my first experience speaking at a conference, that catapulted my career forward. So I spoke at a conference called NYSEA, and let me see if I can get this right, the New York State Cooperative and Experiential Education Association. And I think I spoke at the 2012 conference with one of my work besties, probably my first work bestie. Shout out to Amber if she's listening. We spoke together, and this helped me build a network and position me for much larger roles at larger universities from that one speaking engagement. We spoke at that conference together, and we were so nervous. We had no idea what it was going to be like. Were people going to show up? Were they going to listen? And after we spoke that next morning, I will never, ever, ever forget. We were sitting at breakfast, and the board ended up sitting with us and propositioned us to join the board. That led to me running for office, unopposed, mind you, as the director of publicity. Then I ran unopposed again as the vice president, and then became president and past president. And this literally launched my career into different networks, into different professional associations, and opened up my eyes, my ears, my heart, my visibility. Everything opened and changed from this one experience of doing something externally. So I want to get really practical about what does it take to put guardrails and to really protect yourself and your platform before you even need to. So, first and foremost, and this is something that I talk about in the visibility shift with my clients, is you must understand your company's compliance, not the rumors about it. Don't you ever rely on someone told me. I need you to actually read your social media policy, your confidentiality agreement, your non compete agreement, and your conflict of interest guidelines. All four of these things can say different things. Most companies are actually more flexible than employees assume. They just want to ensure that you're not sharing insider information or speaking on behalf of the company without approval. And having clarity here should help remove that fear of what you can and cannot say. Number two is you need to separate your identity from your employer's brand. This looks like having something as simple as views are my own in your bio, or speaking about your expertise, not your employer's proprietary strategy. And also building a positioning that stands regardless of where you work. Your voice should never, ever, ever depend on someone's logo, because we all know that we are all work for hire and have the other duties as assigned, and also can be terminated without reason from most companies. So your work should never, ever, ever just be attached to someone's logo, company, etc. Number three is get your intellectual property in order early. Your frameworks, your signature methods, your workshop titles. Document them, protect them. Most people wait until someone copies their work to get serious about ownership. And by then, it's reactive instead of strategic. And when I'm talking about getting your intellectual property in order, I'm not saying run to the trademark office and file all these trademarks for things that you're thinking about. I'm thinking about speaking at conferences, posting about how you approach your work, your ideas, your thoughts, claiming it publicly that this is what you're doing. And when it becomes a thing, yes, go ahead and run to the trademark office, hire an attorney, and do all the things. Now, I know some folks may disagree with me, but I don't believe in spending the money until I know it's going to be a thing that I want to use with my work moving forward. Now, number four is I want you to build a visibility plan you can stand behind confidently. Your brand does not need to be loud to be powerful. It needs to be clear, consistent, compliant, and aligned with your goals. When your visibility is intentional, it supports your career instead of threatening it. So, just to recap those four things I shared, it's understand your company's compliance, not the rumors behind it. So, I don't care what your boss says, I want to know what the policy says. Number two, separate your identity from your employer's brand. Number three, get your intellectual property in order early, speaking about your signature method, your frameworks, have titles to things, and document it and protect it when the time is right. And last but not least, build a visibility plan you can stand behind confidently. Again, it doesn't need to be loud, it just needs to be clear and consistent and aligned to who you are. And I just want to share another personal story. Sometimes you can be in organizations and people don't want you to have a brand that is larger than theirs or what they feel is appropriate. And that is why I'm always going to lean on you need to know the rules of your organization and not just rely on what your manager says. Do not be afraid to go ahead and meet with legal, communications, or external affairs to clarify what is actually allowed. Give them examples of what you want to do. And if you know me and you know my background, I've worked at some pretty large organizations. I've been at Columbia, Princeton, American Express, and these are all things that I have to do. When you work for an organization that is a household name or not, everyone wants to protect their image. And you need to know what is allowed and what is not allowed. And in a lot of these large companies, you just cannot co-brand yourself. I found that when you are a leader at a certain level, director, VP, chief, then people don't mind you speaking at a conference and sharing a personal framework. And you could easily say in your bio that you are so and so from this Fortune 100 company and name it. But as you are growing in your career, maybe when you are an analyst, a manager, an early stage director, that co branding is not allowed. And the company wants to be able to say that whatever you said is on you, it is not on them. And that's really what the concern is about. And your manager may just not want you to be on a stage that they haven't been on. So they're going to tell you, no, you can't speak. You can't talk about that. That's not what you're allowed to do here. If someone's going to be speaking at the conference, it's going to be me. And yes, I've heard that from countless clients before. So that is why I want you to know the rules. And before you go out and do anything, don't be afraid. Meet with legal, communications, external affairs. Get to the root of what the policy is so you can understand how you need to move. So, as we're coming to a close, here is what I really want you to hear. You can be visible and stay employed. You can build your thought leadership and excel internally, internal to the company, and not leave your job. You can share your work publicly and remain a trusted leader at your company. And I'm telling you this because I did it for over 10 years before leaving to be a full-time entrepreneur. You do not have to pick. What you need is structure, what you need is strategy, what you need is a framework for how you're going to show up confidently without crossing lines that you may not even know existed. And when you have that, your visibility becomes an advantage, not a liability. And this is exactly what we dig into in Module 3 of the Visibility Shift: how to build a platform that elevates your career, protects your reputation, and supports your long-term goals without ever putting your job at risk. And I help you build visibility that supports your career, not threatens it. If this sounds like something you'd be interested in, I encourage you to head to KimberlyBOnline.com/TVS-waitlist to join the waitlist today so you can be the first to hear when this program opens to the public.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Your Next Move podcast. If this episode has helped you get clearer on how to get seen as a leader, speak with influence, and step into rooms where you belong, please share it with a colleague or friend who needs to hear it too. And if you're ready to develop a speaker brand that opens doors and attracts the right opportunities, head to KimberlyBOnline.com/TVS-waitlist to explore how we can work together. Until next time.